We haven't really been doing as well or paying as closely attention to our finances as we once did, and we don't care. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. In today's video, I thought we might have a little money chat, which I do these pretty regularly, I guess you could say. So anyway, let's just talk a little bit. So first of all, I want to throw it out there that I feel like I can have conversations with anybody, literally about any topic, money, I can go on and on and on. Every topic I can have a conversation with folks about, and it's probably due to my training. I'm trained to have difficult conversations with people. I'm a clinician. Obviously, that is going to be something that's a part of my repertoire, but I just really like talking about money and all things money, and I don't see it as taboo whatsoever. Now, I do have this thing about privacy, I guess you could say, and so I do keep a lot of information to myself, not just about money, but just life in general. I don't feel like I need to share every little detail of my life with every human walking this earth, but I still can have full-blown, open, honest, vulnerable conversations with people about some of the topics that some people consider to be taboo or whatever. So if you're new here, then you should know that. If you're not, then you should know that. Anyway, let's just throw it back to COVID. Before COVID, we were doing really good with our finances and we were saving a bunch of money. Business was booming. We definitely didn't earn as much from our full-time jobs as we do now. So that's been a thing that has changed since COVID. But just throwing it back to a little bit before COVID, we were really in our new marriage era. So I guess before COVID, we would have been married about 4 years. So in those 4 years, we were paying off debt, saving a bunch of money, yada, 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 yada. And in fact, we bought this house brand new in December of 2019, at the end of December, like a couple days before Christmas. And we got a really good interest rate. It didn't really cost that much money. The price of the house was inexpensive for what it was. And it was just a good deal on the house. In fact, it was one of those types of things where I felt like we were given an offer that we could not refuse. And we didn't even have to save up to get the down payment or anything like that. Once we just learned about the community and the houses that were being built here and all of that, and we went to go talk to the realtor, it was pretty much, well, then we went to talk to the loan officer. And at that point, it was pretty much a done deal. We didn't have to prep anything. We didn't have to, like increase our credit scores or anything like that. We were good to go in the position that we were in. And so I just want to throw it out there that the house is probably the last, well, I will say too, in 2021, in January of 2021, Toyota also gave us an offer that we could not refuse on a brand new vehicle, which I didn't think there would come a time in life where we would buy a new vehicle. But when you're offering up a 2021 brand new Toyota SUV XLE trim for $25,000, we just had to do it. So we put about half down on that. And I would say that's probably the last like real big major purchase that we've made, and the last one that was really of substance. We were investing pretty good in 2021. We have a financial advisor who we haven't met with in several years. That's how you know we're not doing what we once used to do with our finances. But I would say the new vehicle, which was kind of wild to even think about, was probably the last like memorable purchase. Outside of that, while we could have been saving and investing and putting towards debt lots of money, thousands of dollars in recent years, I guess the past 3 years, we really have not been doing that. I do think in 2021 though, that was the year we really started investing, or was it? Yeah, I feel like that was the year we were really going ham with investing, and our investment accounts are actually still doing really well given the economy and the state of the world. So I'm happy about that. But I think that was the year we really took off with that, I guess you might say. And so I feel like that maybe was a thing happening in 2021. But the last like really great purchase, I guess, or a great thing that we did with our money, even though some may disagree, I didn't think I would ever buy a brand new vehicle either, because what's the significance in doing that? But truly, because of the economy at the time, the used same vehicles with even trims that weren't as great as the one that we purchased, I guess you might say, And when these vehicles had, I don't know, 50,000 miles on them, or 60,000 miles, or 40,000 miles, these vehicles were going for like $21,000. So I'm like, we might as well just buy this brand new vehicle. I'm pretty sure they gave us every single discount that they could possibly conjure up, and I was like, oh yeah, we got to do it. I remember buying the vehicle. It was dark, so it was like 7 p.m. It was about to close, the dealership, and they just kept going back. And because the first time they came with a number that was like 29,000, I was like, nah, I'm not paying $30,000. We already knew going in, because obviously we had talked about it, we're not paying $30,000 for a vehicle. And then they just kept going and going and going. I'm like, Then we're looking at each other. We're like, no, that ain't it. And we don't fold under pressure at all. I'm the worst person to sell something to, because I'm not going to buy it, like point blank period. I also feel I would be a terrible salesperson, because once I ask you one time and you say no, then that's just it for me. I'm not asking again. But they just kept coming back, and they're like, and then they came back with the like 25,000. It was a little more than that. They're like, this is as low as we can go. And I'm reviewing all the details. Okay, it's the XLE. We had test driven it. It was the only SUV of that sort on the lot, and they were trying to get that thing out of there. So I was like, yeah, we'll take it. So we got it. So anyway, I think that was the last really major purchase, which you don't have to be making major purchases to be doing really well with your money. And that's kind of what I'm here to normalize, but also to share that transparently and openly and honestly as I can, that in the last few years, we have just been enjoying life. We haven't, I don't think I've gotten on a plane since 2020, well, like since COVID, maybe in 2021. I feel like in 2021, at the end of 2021, is when we took a brand trip and the world had opened back up. That's why 2021 isn't completely out of the picture as far as me remembering any decent things that we've done with our money. But for sure, 2023 last year and 2024 this year, because we're halfway through the year, and 2022, we definitely have been doing the least. So anywho, what I'm here to share is that one does not have to be working miracles with their money. I feel like I've always tried to normalize that. If you save $100 this month and you saved $0 last month, then that's a big deal, if you ask me. If you save $500, if you save $1,000, if you're saving consistently every month, $100 every month, $200 every month, that's a big deal. Because here's what I have learned, and this is why I simply do not care that much about what we're doing with our finances. Here's my thing. First of all, you have to realize that I come from humble beginnings, and that'll just always be the case. I simply don't have the drive to, to acquire all the wealth in the world, or to have some big mansion, or to drive some big fancy car, or, I have dream cars, but if I never get one of them, it's really not that deep. I don't have the aspiration for things. I'm not a things person. In fact, if I were ever wealthy and rich, no one would ever know. I'd probably still live in the same house. No one would ever know that I were, because I just don't have this thing about having stuff and acquiring stuff. And I have no interest in flexing on people. I have no interest in impressing people. I just don't have that characteristic. I never have. I'm assuming that I never will. I simply let me tell you what I want to do every day. I want to wake up. That's a blessing and something to be grateful for, if you ask me. I want to go throughout my day, taking care of myself, helping as many people as I can, meaning that as many people that I come in contact with, I want to help them in some type of capacity. And to me, helping a person might just be being kind to them, because the opposite of being kind to a person is being rude or mean. And to me, that's hurting a person. So my idea of helping people is just simply being kind. So that's what I want to do. I want to, again, take care of myself by eating healthy, nourishing my body, trying to do better at that than in previous years. I recently, in recent years, kicked my sugar addiction, which has been huge for my health, and I've lost a lot of weight and all that fun stuff. But, and I just want to spend time with my family members and friends. And that's it. When it comes to my finances, I'm not saying I can't say that I want to pay bills, but what I'm saying is all of our bills are on auto pay, 100% of them. I check our bank accounts every day. I check our bank accounts every night. That's it. The world of finances doesn't get any more from me than that. We create a monthly budget, every month, and we try to stay on top of things. But I just think back to when I was younger and I didn't have money. Obviously, I was young and I was living in my family home, and there wasn't a lot of money to go around in that home. I just remember thinking that when I got older, I just wanted to pay my bills and not have to worry about not paying them. That is it. And I often tell people that I identify as lazy, and some people cringe. They're like, "You're proud of that?" I'm like, yeah, I don't know what else the world wants from me. I'm happy with the life that I live. I have a job that pays me a decent salary. It pays me enough that I could live on my own if I truly wanted to. So I just want to throw that out there. That's why I consider it to be a decent salary. It's hard for me to say that something's decent when I have, it's hard for me to take credit for something whenever it's being shared with someone else, if that makes sense. I don't know. When I think about a salary being decent, I mean the salary that I make on my own. So I make a decent salary, and it's enough for me to pay my bills, and all of them are on auto pay, and all I have to do is check behind these companies to make sure that the correct payment is coming out. That's all I have to do. I simply don't have to do anything else. I've never wanted to do anything else. All I've ever wanted to do is pay my bills and be able to buy food, which is a bill, if you ask me, and gas and all that with no issues. All I ever wanted to do was have a roof over my head that wasn't caving in, for lack of better terms, a vehicle that was reliable and wasn't going to leave me stranded and on the side of the road. And I have all of those things. So when you have everything that you could ever need, I would venture to say I have everything that I want, honestly. But that feels a little weird coming out of my mouth, I guess, because I actually do have everything that I want. But most importantly, that's kind of icky to me to say. I don't know, it's kind of cringy. But most importantly, I have everything that I need. And so when you have everything that you need, what is there to work towards? I mean, I hear people talking about how they want to become millionaires and build generational wealth and all these things. And I'm not saying that I want no parts in that. But what I am saying is, what's the significance, which is why people cringe when I say that I'm lazy. What's the significance of working myself to death when I already have everything that I need and want? I don't get it. I don't know what I would be working towards. Sure, I could keep working and hustling and grinding and all that, but I don't really understand the significance of it. And I never have. Sure, there have been times where we have been really getting it in. And make no mistake, when we are earning more, then we're doing more with our money and making more financial gains. Why? Because we have no interest in buying things and acquiring items and stuff like that. We just want to make our money work for us. And I think that was the case too pre-COVID. I had a booming Etsy shop and business was booming, if you will. But since COVID, that has not been the case. Obviously, I have closed my Etsy shop and X, Y, and Z. And that decision wasn't really that difficult to make. And it was one that was a no-brainer because it didn't make sense to keep trying to push through and revive the Etsy shop, especially given the products that I was selling and during the state of the world that we were in. Sure, I could probably revive it now, and I may in the future with digital products. I don't know that I'm interested in going back to physical products just because that just takes up more time. But yeah, I guess what I'm saying is once you get to where you're comfortable, what is there to keep working towards? I will never be the type of person, again, I identify as lazy proudly. I will never be the person waking up thinking about how I can make another dollar or, doing all that. I just simply don't care. I get up, I go to work, I come home, I do the things that I talked about, taking care of myself, hanging out with family, friends, exercising, cooking, cleaning, taking care of my home. I take a lot of pride in that. And then I go to sleep and I repeat, and I'm okay with that. 100% okay with it. I have no interest and doing anything other than that. So I guess what I'm here to say is that while it does seem different for us that we have not been investing thousands of dollars per month and all of that, it's really not feasible because the price of groceries, gas, and all the things have skyrocketed, and our income is still decent. Let's be clear, it's still a decent income. It's just not as much as it was before, and I'm okay with it. And I just want to normalize that and normalize it for myself and for everyone else who may be listening. If you want to grind and become rich and wealthy and all the things, by all means, if that's what makes you happy. But as for me, in my household, this is what makes us happy. I have just been thinking about that for several years. Every month that passes, I'm like, dang, we haven't invested at the rate that we used to, or we haven't put money towards debt at the rate that we used to. And I really just don't care. I can't say that I ever truly in my heart strongly was too concerned with that. It just was circumstantial. So when we were earning, I don't know, I feel like some months we used to hit astronomical salary amounts, I guess. Then it only made sense for us to try to get ahead financially, be it investing that money or some of it, putting some of it towards debt and all of that. It just only made logical sense and financial sense to us. But since that's not the case anymore, then we just do what we can. However, I do feel like we can do better with our money. I do feel like we need to make a commitment. We have been doing really great though in 2024, not gonna lie. But we've also had, my husband's in grad school, and so we have to pay for that out of pocket, and he's coaching, and so a lot of those expenses we pay out of pocket, and we do a lot of giving and all that. So we are spending a decent amount of money on things that I guess we would prefer not to be spending our money on in some cases, like the tuition. This is not something that's optional. It's something my husband has to do. We definitely could be doing better with our money and have been in 2024. So I am here to report that we have been doing way better with our money, and I'm glad about that. But yeah, I'm just in a phase of life, and I guess as you get older, maybe you tend to not be so hyper focused on a lot of different things that really aren't that important. And I just feel like that's one of those things. So moving forward, we'll keep doing what we're doing. We do need to we could stand to tighten up our budget a wee bit, but we work in public education. We're off of work this summer. My summer vacation just started last week, technically. So, and we have a vacation this month. We have a vacation. It's a family reunion. Next week, we're going on our actual summer vacay. But next month, we're going to a family reunion, which is it's a vacation of sorts. However, it is not in a city that I would have chosen to go to. I'm not really doing things that I would have chosen to do for a vacation. And it's only like a day and a half. So it's essentially Friday evening and Saturday is when the family reunion activities are. So I just simply don't really consider that to be a vacation. But we are doing all of those things. My niece may be coming for the summer, as she typically does. So I just am not that interested in trying to penny pinch right now, but maybe when August rolls around, perhaps we will go back and tighten up some more. But even just for June, and so far we've been doing really good. And even for 2024, we are definitely doing far better than we were in 2023. And a lot of that has to do with us cutting back on some of the things like going out to eat. We hardly ever go out to eat. I don't think we may have gone to a restaurant in total to sit down that we paid for, because we do go to restaurants, but oftentimes we don't pay because somebody else is paying for us because they've invited us, like my mother-in-law, my husband's mother, stuff like that. So for us, and actually paying, and we did go last week for a charity event. That doesn't count because the proceeds went to the charity event. So to me, it's like donating straight up, but we got some food out of the deal. So outside of that, we've only gone to sit down restaurants I would say maybe 5 times, which is pushing it. We mainly cook our foods at home. We've been experimenting with HelloFresh, and I don't know, we're just chilling over here. I have no words to explain what's happening. And I mean, to me, it's just a blissful experience and we're just chilling. So it does seem a little weird to just simply be chilling whenever you have a YouTube channel that has been dedicated to finances. It feels like you have two paths. Seems like you need to be really struggling and trying to get your finances in order. That's when it seems like people flocking to your channel to view your content seems to be more prominent, I guess. And then the other option would be to not be struggling and to be doing really well. I feel like that's the other situation where folks may be flocking to the channel. Otherwise, if you're just coasting and chilling, it does seem kind of weird on the creator side of things to just be coasting and chilling. But that's what I'm doing, and I don't think that will be changing anytime soon. Moving forward, obviously expect the same type of content from me, but that's just how I've been feeling, and I've been feeling that for probably like a year, though I'm just getting around to filming this video. And though, I mean, like, it doesn't matter if I filmed it or not, but I just thought that I would share that I have been feeling this same way for about a year, that we're not really moving mountains with our finances and we don't care. And so it just seems a little icky to have a channel related to finances or centered around finances and not be doing great and wonderful things. So if you're into the chilling content, this is the channel for you because we're chilling over here. And like I said, unless circumstances drastically change, we are still going to be chilling over here. So anyway, that is going to be it for this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you did, give this video a like. Subscribe if you're new and if you're liking what you're seeing, and I will catch you guys right back here in a few days in a brand new video. Bye guys.